example 2, we're going to be multiplying. We're going to have some more negatives included in here and also just some slightly higher exponents. But I mean, really nothing changes. Let's first add in these ones so that I don't get kind of confused with these things. And we're just going to take the first one and multiply it by everything, and then we'll take the second one and multiply it by everything. And that's all we're going to do here. So this first one, I erased the 1. Here we go. 1 times 1 is 1. x2 and x2 is x4. And then 1 times -3 is -3. x2 and x is going to be 3 of them, so x cubed. And then 1 times -1 is -1, and there's an x squared. I've written quite large here, so I might have to shrink this after. -2 times 1 is -2. And there's x and x squared for a total of 3 of them, x cubed. -2 times -3 is +6. X and x gets me an x squared. And -2 times -1 is a +2, and there's just an x. Now, can I actually... I can shrink it, and I can move it over a little bit. Now, what's my highest exponent? A 1x4. So I'll start with that. There's nothing in common. And then I've got a -3x cubed and a -2x cubed for a total of -5x cubed. So then those are gone. And I've got a -1x squared and a +6x squared for a total of 5. -1 and +6 is a +5 x squareds. So those are gone. And then just a 2x at the end. So that is it. I just multiplied the numbers, the coefficients, and then I just added up my exponents for my variables. So let's try letter B here. I will start going like that. Oh, whoops. I'm going to go this. We'll do that. And then we'll do the middle one. And then we'll do the last one. So that's the plan. Let me add my 1's here. So there's a 1x cubed, and there's 2, then there's 5, then there's 1 again. Okay, so 1 times 1 is 1. x3 and x is going to be an x4. And 1 times -2 is -2. And then we got the x3. Then I'm going to do these two. So I'm going to have 2 times 1 is a 2. And then I've got x3, x2 and x is x3, yep. And then 2 times -2 is -4 with just an x squared. And then -5 times 1. -5 times 1 is -5, and 2 x's is an x squared. And -5 times -2 is a +10 with an additional x. So I'm assuming x4 is my highest again, and there's only a single one. So there's a 1x4. And then I've got -2x cubed and +2x cubed. Okay, so that gets me 0. So those are just gone. I don't need to write them at all. And then I've got -4x squared and -5. That's the total of -9 x squareds. And then a +10x. So these two are alike. And these two were alike, but they canceled each other out. So this is my final answer. Not bad. I don't know if there's any way for me to shrink this. Let's try that and move it over. So now I can, sorry if you heard that. There's, okay, well, let's see if I can actually finish this before my kids start complaining and whining any more than they already are. So there's a 1 there and there's a 1 there. So what we're going to do is we're going to go multiply those two in, and then take the middle one and multiply it by those two, and then take this one and multiply that in. So that's our plan. So 1 times 3 is 3, and there's going to be an x4. And then, oh, there's a 1 here. I forgot to label that. So 1 times -1 is -1 for a total then of 4 and 1 is 5. Oh, I got an x5 there. Now let's take the middle one here and go like that. -3 and 3 is going to be -9 with an x cubed. And that -3 and -1 is a +3 and a 3 and a 1, so an x4. X cubed and x4. Okay, nice. And then 4 times 3 is 12. And there's going to be an x squared. And 4 times -1 is -4. An x squared and an x gets me an x cubed. So finally I have something that's not an x4. I've got an x5 is my highest. Negative 1 x5. And there's only one of those. There's nothing that's alike. How about my x4s? I've got 3 and 3 for a total of 6 x4s. Now those are gone. And then I've got an x cubed. I've got a negative 9x cubed and a negative 4x cubed for a total of negative 13 x cubed. So those are gone. And then a positive 12x squared. So that is my answer there. Okay, so I'll just zoom out here. There's some higher exponents, but this stuff is always the same. Multiply the coefficients, and then we'll add the exponents for all the common variables, and then add any like terms that are after that. So those are the 3 questions. We're done for this, and I don't know if there's any more chapters, but make sure that once you're done this, you try the worksheet as well.